Hi, Sumit.
Hi.
Welcome. Can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I'm a Sumit. I'm a software developer at Wrangle, working primarily currently on Angular CLI team.
How do you like working in Angular CLI?
It's great, man. Like I love the people and all the team around Hans, Mike, Philip. Everyone is great, and they like. So I started a month or two back, and like they really helped me a lot.
Cool.
It was great.
And you gave a talk here at ng-conf?
Yes. So we gave a talk around build, measure, and machine learn using Angular.
Okay.
And it's basically how do you build. So everyone is building stuff, right? But until you measure that, like how the people are using the features you build, right? How do you plan the next thing you want to implement, right? So it was around that, and using some aspects of machine learning.
How did you, how did this happen? Like, how did you end up acquiring knowledge about this particular subject?
So Wrangle is a consulting company. Like people come to us and we build softwares for them, right? And a lot of time it happens is we build features for them. Like say we build a feature X and feature Y, and we put it out to the users, right? But we still don't know how those features people are using, which feature people are using more, which feature people are using less. And if someone wants to plan for like say 3 months ahead or 6 months ahead for their particular product or roadmap, right? So until you measure that, how would you know? So we needed to measure that thing, right? So for that, it's the whole idea for the measuring or the users are using, and analyze that, learn from that, and implement and decide on the what features you want to.
And so are you using some mechanism with Angular to make this?
Yes. Most important part of any data analysis is to capturing that data, right? For that we created an open source library named Redux Beacon at Wrangle itself. What Redux Beacon allows you to do is basically Redux is, I guess, the most popular way to hook up the services or backend with the Angular itself. So Redux Beacon allows you to wiretaps your Redux sections and send them to an analytics of your choice. So you can send your analytics from your Angular application, whether it's clicks, page views, navigations, or anything else, to the target of your choice. It can be like Google Analytics, Google Tag Manager, Segment.io, all that stuff. And it's still not confined to that actually. Like you can build your own custom targets and send data. So in the talk also, like we showed, I created a custom target. We send all that data to my own custom target. And from that, we analyze the data, send it to a machine learning algorithm, did the prediction, and outputted the result. So it's like we want to guide user to the outcome. So we did that.
In your talk, you mentioned that you were using feature toggling to control which features are being enabled for the application.
Yes, that's the whole concept around A/B testing actually. Okay. So sometimes you want to release features to the user and see how they convert or how they use those features. So we can use feature toggles to do that and enable and see. Say we only allow some feature to North American users and other to Asian users or whatever, and see which one has better conversions, and then we can experiment and see which one has better conversion to do that.
And once you've sent the data to the data store, the analytics data store, one aspect of your presentation was talking about the machine learning.
Yes.
And extracting insight from that. Can you speak a little bit as to how that works and what kind of information you would learn?
Yes. So basically, we have the data. We have stored it in our database, right? But it's still not useful until you analyze that data, right? Okay. So what we did is we converted that data to a machine learning format and trained a model on that data to do the prediction. In the presentation, we showed a Wrangle website, mocked it up, right? It had 6 pages, like tech resources and some other, like I can say page 1 to page 6. And then we have another concept of user, country from where user is coming from. So say a user who's coming from North America and he's more of a technical guy, right? Mm-hmm. He might be interested in doing online training. So we only showed him the online training button. And we did all this with the prior data that we have. We have the data, converted it in a machine learning format, and did the prediction, and showed them like only that button because it's what most of the users would do.
I see.
So it's kind of a guiding them towards that action.
What is the output? Like once you've gone through this process, like what is the end result of this process? What do you get some insight about how the users are behaving, or are you actually controlling what the user is actually able to interact with?
We get two things. First of all, like we see how the users are behaving, what users are, like what features or what actions they are taking, right? And through that, we can predict our future users and see where, or basically guide them towards like what action we want to them. Okay, I can give you an example.
Okay.
So every time most of the users, like you go to a website and there's a subscribe button, right? So on any new website, if I want users to go and hit that subscribe button, I need to guide them towards that, right? So either I can do that manually, or I can use prior data to see how users go to that. Like say I have 1,000 visitors on my website, right? And I know the pattern, how they are going and when they are subscribing that.
So like maybe they go to About page and then they will see a subscribe button and they will go there. Okay.
Yes, so it's that way.
I'm still struggling to see how you use the process. This is process build, measure and learn. Like how do you get the outcome from that?
No, it's all about the data actually. Like you have the data, like you analyze that data and see the pattern and behaviors.
So the machine learning part allows you to highlight important information from your data or summarize it?
No, so the machine learning aspect is just to show like you can do the prediction. Most of people might not need that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they might be just needing the data and save that data and see and do the analysis on the data.
Okay. So it would allow you to say that based on what we've seen from your traffic so far, you could expect if the traffic changed, or you could expect in the future to have the following number of users coming to that particular page. Okay, got it. The library that you created at Wrangle, are you using it for a lot of projects?
We use it in a couple of projects internally. So it's basically like you gather the data, and then once you have the data, you have insights how each feature users are using. And then we can make like insightful decisions based on the data that we have. Most of our users are using only X feature. So it might be, and we might not have planned for that feature in future. So we can go back and see what other things can we do with X feature and give more useful information, like more value to our users and focus on that particular feature only.
Do you have any examples of kind of surprises that you found by using this process?
Usually it's just about gathering the data. The library and all that stuff, it's really helpful if you want to do an A/B testing on any Angular application, right? Okay. So you have some of the features and you only want to you segment your users on different, or say geographical, age or anything. And then you gather that data using the library. And once you have the data, you analyze that. Okay, what is my conversion rate? Like how users are converting? Which users are converting more? Whether it's like X, whether it's more through Asian users or North American users, or what path they are following, like which pages they are navigating to make, do a subscription or say downloading something that I want them to do.
Where does the Redux Beacon come into this? This is the mechanism of sending the data to analytics, right? That's
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the actual destination could be something like Google Analytics or something else?
Yeah, it can be Google Analytics, Google Tag Manager. So we have 4 or 5 targets already built in within the library. It's Google Analytics, Google Tag Manager, I think Segment.io is another one. But it's and even you can use multiple targets to do that also. but it's still not confined to only the things that like the targets that we have. You can even add your own custom targets and send data to your analytics endpoint.
When you install this plugin, does it do anything by default, or do you need to configure what you want exactly to happen?
No, yeah, like so there's like default targets you set, and then you need to define what data you want to send to your endpoint. Like it, so example in case of page views, I might want to say hit type, like what's the page index, what's the page view, what was the previous page that a user navigated to, or the user session ID. And even it's not confined to that. You can even customize the data you send.
And what do you expect to be some of the future developments with this library?
It's probably like the plugins or targets that we want to add more and see how people are using it to send the data. There might be some issues.
Is there any feedback from the community that you're interested in?
Probably like use that library and see and like tell us whether it's like more useful, and see like if they are having any issues in that, like how can we improve that.
And to provide this feedback, what's the best way to do that?
Oh, it's an open source library on GitHub, so you can anyone can go and create the issues, talk about the features even they want in the library, and give the feedback on there.
If someone wanted to reach out to you, what's the best way to find you on the
It's
internet?
probably on Twitter, or I'd say like on GitHub. It's
Okay. What's your Twitter handle?
It's Sumit Arora.
Okay. And on GitHub?
GitHub is the same, like Sumit Arora.
Okay. Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey there. Are you into reactive programming using JavaScript? Do you have to deal with asynchrony in your web app? Then join this instructor Ben Lesh to learn all of the ins and outs of RxJS in his hands-on workshop. Available online and in person, go to rxworkshop.com for more details and to book your spot today.